to Vaughn Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi.
This is the place to be in college football right now. The scene in the Grove, one of college football's best, where they never lose a party.
And this is a scene that never gets old.
It just couldn't be more perfect.
We've got to find a head coach that can walk into a room and absolutely take over that room.
Mississippi.
Wow, what a great day to be a Rebel, without a doubt. A great day to be a Rebel. So I want to take and welcome everybody to the Pavilion at Ole Miss, the best place to watch college basketball in the entire country, without a doubt. What a great facility. Today's an exciting and outstanding day for the Ole Miss family, and in particular for our football program. First, I want to acknowledge the exceptional job done by our athletic director, Keith Carter. Keith, thank you. He's moving swiftly and decisively to position Ole Miss athletics for a new era of success. I want to thank Keith for his tremendous leadership and his vision that got us to today's announcements. And I want to thank all of you and all of Rebel Nation, especially those of you who came out today to show Coach Kiffin what passionate fans we have. Coach, the best in America, and I know you know that. I know you know that. When the search process began for head football coach, I asked Keith to find a coach who possessed 3 traits. That's all I asked of him, just 3 traits. Number 1, a proven record of success. Number 2, an understanding of the competitive landscape of the SEC, because it's our desire not just to compete, but it's our desire to win. That's what we're all about, and that's who we're going to be. And finally, the leadership and the ability, and it's on display right here today, to excite our fans. And in short, Keith absolutely nailed it. He absolutely did. So on behalf of the university, I am so excited to extend a warm hotty-toddy welcome to our new head football coach, Lane Kiffin. And now it's my pleasure to bring Keith forward to do the honors.
All right. Feels like everybody's pretty excited. That's great. That's great. Thank you to Chancellor Boyce for your support and leadership throughout this process. He was great, helped me along the way to get this thing done. I want to thank our search partner, Chad Chatlos with Ventura Partners, who was also very instrumental, obviously helped with a lot of different things, confidentiality and so many different things. The next thing, do we have any former football players here? If you're a former football player, stand up. Let's give these folks a round of applause. Absolutely, absolutely. Current guys, We got some current guys right here. Stand up if you're a current football player. Let's go. That's right. And I want to say thank you to our staff as well. Throughout this process, there's been so many different people that have been instrumental in helping with the transition. So thank you to all of our staff. Too many to name individually, but thank you so much. I want to welcome Coach Kiffin's family here today. We have Landry, Presley, and Knox. And I think that everybody in here is pretty excited. But I don't think anybody was excited as Knox was Saturday morning when we saw that, right? Huh? No, that was awesome. And Coach's parents are here, other family members are here, and we welcome them to Oxford as well. When I stood before you last week, I talked about finding a coach that would bring energy, passion, and a track record for success. We talked about somebody who would be a program builder, and someone who could galvanize and help unite Rebel Nation. As I got started with the search, I spoke to a number of potential candidates trying to identify a person that could check all of those boxes and also be a great representative of our flagship institution. We had a tremendous response from qualified coaches around the country, but one name stood out. I knew Lane Kiffin was highly respected and one of the brightest minds in college football, but as we went through the process, I learned so much more about him. Coach Kiffin is an innovator. He has engineered some of the most creative and high-powered offenses in college football. Regardless of the conference, talent level, or size of the stage, his teams have exhibited toughness, cutting-edge play calling, and they put a lot of points on the board. Yeah, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. Coach Kiffin has a championship pedigree. He's been a part of dynasties at Alabama and USC, working under two of the most respected coaches in the sport. And obviously, he grew up in a football family with his legendary father, Monty Kiffin, who's with us here today. Coach Kiffin is a program builder. In his most recent position, he inherited a struggling program at FAU and immediately turned them into a championship program with 2 titles in the last 3 years down in Boca. And finally, Coach Kiffin is a lightning rod. As you have seen, his presence alone can generate confidence, energy, and a swagger that inspires student athletes to reach their full potential while galvanizing Rebel Nation. But I also learned who Coach Kiffin is as a person. He has spent his life under the microscope, and he talked about how much he has grown on that journey. He's experienced the highest levels of the sport, and it has shaped him into the leader that he is today. He has a passion for student athletes and wants to help mold them as men and prepare them for life after football. Once I sat down with Coach Kiffin, I immediately realized that we had a shared vision for Ole Miss football. I was very impressed with his knowledge of Ole Miss and his interest in our job. We talked about Rebel football having an opportunity to compete at the highest level and win championships. Yep, thank you. Thank you. And finally, we talked about locking arms together and building a consistent winner that can sustain long-term success. So with that, I couldn't be more excited to introduce our newest Rebel, your new head football coach, Lane Kiffin.
All right, thank you, guys. We talked about former football players. Are there any former All-American basketball players here? Please stand up. Hey, guys, thank you. I'm extremely honored to stand here today. The support, the excitement at the airport was amazing. To get off the plane and had what seemed like thousands of people there just made you feel so welcome to myself and now my family today. It's been really amazing in, 12 hours or something. So, this has been a long journey, about 10 years ago, all right, we left the SEC, okay, and now we're coming back. There's nothing like it. I've said before, there's football, and then there's the SEC. And so, no matter where you go, no matter where you coach, all right, there is nothing like it. And so, being away from it for 3 years, sometimes when you leave something, then you realize what it really is. And so, we had a great 3 years down at Florida Atlantic. Like you mentioned, winning two conference championships, two 10, 11-win seasons. But there was something missing, and there was something missing myself. Walking out into those stadiums and the energy around it, the tailgating around it the night before, the hotels. And so just extremely excited to be back. And everyone around this program is extremely important. Everyone here today, our players, okay, and how we represent it on and off the field. This is a partnership here coming together today that I believe takes Ole Miss to a national level, where we can go where we can have the ability now to go anywhere in the nation, find the best players, and get them to come play right here. So the number one goal in the program, that you can be proud of, all right, is the way that we do it. We play exciting football, compete for championships, and something that you're really proud of and that you're excited on Saturday morning when you wake up to get over to that stadium. So many people to thank that I wouldn't be here today without. The kids coming here, they're excited and already have felt very welcomed by the people so far. Chancellor for bringing me here, Keith Carter, and everyone involved in this process. We're very grateful, we're very humbled, and we're very honored for that. I've been very fortunate to work with some of the best coaches in the history of all of sports. And, to be raised by my dad, be around him and all his success and how he's handled himself. Then to go work for Pete Carroll and learn for 6 years from him, which was an amazing experience there. 34 straight wins, 3 Heisman Trophy winners. And then to be able to work with the late Hall of Famer Al Davis was an amazing opportunity. And then lastly, the 3 years prior to going to Florida Atlantic to work for Coach Saban. Very grateful for the opportunity he gave me. Really, I feel like, kind of put a stamp on me, that, hey, this guy can coach. And so those 3 years, very grateful for those, but those made me that much better. So when we could come here today to take a job like this, all right, we have an exact plan of how to do this, to combine these people I just talked about, the systems, the things you learn from them, to be able to come in here and do this thing at a very high level. So we're very excited for this new chapter of my journey. And this program has great history, tradition, from the Mannings to the Grove, Coach Vaught, Walk of Champions, Chucky Mullins. So we're excited to get started and very grateful again. We're going to create a culture here that our players, our coaches want to be at versus have to. And so we say that a lot around here. That you're excited when you wake up in the morning, all right, to come to work. You're excited to go to those 6 a.m. workouts, players, because you're going to get better. There's going to be a high energy and a great atmosphere that you want to be a part of. We didn't come here to be good, all right? That's not why we're here today. We came here to be great. And this was not a, hey, we're going to take a job just to get back to the SEC. I did an interview just yesterday, and someone said, well, this place doesn't have tradition like the places you've been. I said, well, I know what tradition is. I remember this. I remember at Alabama coming down here playing this matchup, and in 3 years we only lost 2 games, and they were both to Ole Miss. We want to win, but we need to earn the right to win. And so that takes a lot of work that we're starting today. This program will be built on old school principles, okay, with a new school mindset of how to do that. So that combination of new way of thinking, we don't just do things a certain way because they've been done that way. We're always evolving, whether it's analytics, technology, recruiting, player development, sports science, game management at the highest level. We're always learning, always evolving. And these last 6 years, at the 2 stops, was able to watch things. And so that when we had this opportunity to come back to the greatest conference here, we'd be ready to do this thing the right way and win. A huge priority for us obviously will be our staff. And so we're going to hire a great staff of coaches that come in here that help our players develop on and off the field. And so one of the things going through this process that I was asked, how are you different than you were, say, 10 years ago? And, I used to coach thinking that my job was to win games to get the players to the NFL. And that was it. And now I understand, developing the players off the field, developing relationships with them and chemistry with them. And so we're helping them way beyond just football. So we're excited to get that started here, excited to represent Ole Miss. Spoke to the commissioner today. He's excited for us. Good talk with him, and excited to work with him. Very familiar with this league, as you guys know. A lot of these head coaches in this league I've worked with before. So it's time to get to work. Again, honored to be the head coach at Ole Miss. Can't thank everyone enough that's been involved, We need the fans, alumni, foreigner players, all united, everybody on the same page, which is to win championships. And last thing, a message to recruits around the country. If you want to be featured at the highest level in the best conference in the world, compete for championships, and be completely prepared for the NFL with a pro mindset, which is what we do every day with these kids, A pro mindset so that you can come here, you can win championships in the best conference, and you can get drafted the highest by coming here. There's no reason to go anywhere else but come right here to Ole Miss. Again, guys, thanks for coming out. We're not going to be here a long time today doing a lot of talking because we're going to go to work and get this thing done. Thanks again.